back to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, XRP, and gold. We'll start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. And guys, before we get started, if you're interested in signing up for a new crypto exchange and also help support the FlexCandle community, check out the description below. I have a link to BitUnex, which is a crypto exchange that's user-friendly, requires no KYC, no VPN, and has super low fees. Once again, check it out in the description below. All right, guys, for right now, it's about 4:20 p.m. Eastern time. The price of Bitcoin is at 116,416. Starting off here with the weekly chart, and we have 2 days and 4 hours before this candle closes. So far, it's better than last week. We're having a green candle. We have bearish divergence here on the stochastic RSI. We have double topped on the stochastics. It also looks like we're coming straight down. The 21 moving average is currently at 102,159. So I'm thinking we might have to continue coming down a little bit or possibly sideways until we could touch the 21 moving average, either by the 21 moving average coming up to touch price or us coming down to touch the 21 moving average. Now, I haven't gotten over these patterns in a while. It's going to look a little cluttered, but I'm going to explain everything. There's a lot of patterns here. First off, let's take a look at this big triangle looking thing. This is a rising wedge. They break down about 68% of the time, but 32% of the time, if they break up, they usually break up parabolically. And if we do break up from this rising wedge, which we already started breaking out, as you can see, this will take us all the way to 155. Now, within this rising wedge, I have this flag here, and the measure move to this is this yellow line that takes us to about 135. Once again, we made about half of the flag so far, and now we're working on the next one. This little mini flag is the one that I have in the 4 hour that breaks us up to 127. Now, right now, apart from all those patterns, as you can see, right now we're forming like another like falling wedge, kind of like a slanted flag here. If we put patterns on this, you can see that this actually would take us all the way up to 135. So in the first pattern here where I have this flag, this measured move takes us to 135. We've only came half up. Now we're doing this flag here, which I'm showing you, that would actually give us the rest of this flag's move. I know it sounds a little bit confusing, but I hope you guys were able to follow that along. So that's what I see happening for Bitcoin in the longer term. Of course, there might be some more downside from here to there. Now let's head over to the daily chart, and on the daily chart, stochastics are on the way up. That's bullish. We were able to regain the 21 moving average yesterday, which is super bullish here. That's currently at 116,775. Today we're losing it a bit, but the fact that, we bounced off the 50, like I said, we regained the 21 moving average. Maybe today we close a little bit red, maybe during the weekend we go a little bit sideways, and then from there we pop up. Also remember, I said this could be an inverted head and shoulder, left shoulder, head. Maybe we make the right shoulder now and then we blast up. That's also a big possibility. Now on the other time frames, we were able to regain the 21 moving average, the 200, but we are a little toppy here. You see the 10 hour too, we're a little bit toppy, even though we regain a lot of these moving averages. So let's head over now to the 4 hour chart. Now on the 4 hour chart, you guys already know, if I put up the patterns, I have this ultimately in this flag, which was that mini flag that I showed you on the weekly that breaks us up to about 127. We fell out of this flag. We double bottomed here. I gave us the measure move of about 118. We haven't made it up there yet, but it is a winning trade because we made most of the measure move. We got up as high as like 117,550 or so, maybe even a little bit higher. Now on the 1 hour chart yesterday, I left you guys with a flag here, which has broken out. This is another winning trade. We didn't make the full measured move to 118,576, but you can't get greedy. We did break out. Since then, we've fallen down a little bit. Now I'm going to take away all of these patterns because now within all these little patterns that have happened, I'm seeing a more bigger, broader pattern. So technically, these two patterns are already played out. I'm counting both of these as a win. But if we take a look at the 4 hour chart, what we're gonna see here is that this kind of looks now like a cup and handle. So if this is the cup, this is the round part of the cup, and then this is the handle here, the measured move to this would bring us all the way back into the flag and above it to the new measured move of 121,581. So this is what I'm going to rock with right now. I'm seeing a cup and handle now. First it was the W pattern. We got most of the measured move, then we got this this flag pattern most of the move. Now I'm seeing overall a cup and handle pattern that could blast us up. Stochastics are on the way down. You know, that might give us a chance to continue filling out this area here. Maybe when this resets, or if we're able to curve back up, then we could start seeing that move. I think that move could happen just because, like I said, on the daily, we still have room on the stochastics to continue going up. That looks like a big possibility. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart really quickly. And yeah, look, from that cup and handle move, let me bring this down a little bit. It's probably gonna be a little bit less the measured move, but that's fine. You can see it's tracing it pretty much exactly. We'll fix this a little bit more now that we're more zoomed in, more like a falling wedge, but that's the handle part of the cup. Take a look at the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart looks like it's on the way down. So overall, I'm seeing still Bitcoin trying to make a bigger move up, possibly to 120, 121. I feel like we're at least going to get back into this flag pattern on the 4 hour. And if we can make it all the way up, maybe to the top of this flag and then continue going sideways and then eventually break out, possibly hit that 127 later on this month. Let's see what ends up happening. All right, now let's take a look at Ethereum. And on Ethereum, you can see I had this falling wedge that broke us out to 3,414. As of today, right now, Ethereum went all the way up. I think now is the highest at 4,478. Right now it's currently 4,050. It went up as high as 4,078. Right now it's currently 4,050. So I'm gonna get rid of these patterns now because we already won this trade as well from before. Congratulations, whoever took those trades. We had to wait a long time for those trades because the altcoins were not cooperating with us that well. Now, stochastics are toppy here. We're not pointing straight down. Maybe we could curve back up, we drag a little bit, that would be good, but we are far away from the 21 moving average, which is at 2,514. The 200 moving average is at 2,438. What's bullish here is that the 21 moving average is crossing the 200, but look at how far away we are. So I feel like we might have to continue going sideways or possibly come down, like same thing as the scenario in Bitcoin, and touch the 21 moving average before we could come up. We've already made a big move. Now, something that I'm anticipating here is that could this possibly be a complex inverted head and shoulder, where this is the shoulder. Right now, we just formed the head. And like I said, since we have more downside, maybe we do a shoulder, and then we break out from there. And if that's the case, let's just hypothetically put a measured move here. This will kind of give us the measured move. Now, this is more or less the right shoulder hasn't formed yet. I don't even know if this is going to be an inverted head and shoulder, but more or less just for fun, will be 6,251. So again, this is on the weekly. This is going to take months for this to play out, but I'm going to leave it there as an idea for the moment. That looks like a possibility since we have to come down. Now on the daily chart, what I'm seeing here is that the stochastics are on the way up. We bounced off the 21 moving average, so this is bullish. So it looks like we could continue going up from here. Kind of looks like some type of a falling wedge that we're breaking out of. So we could have some more move. We could have some more movement here, kind of far away. And now we're not too far away from the 21 moving average, but we're starting to get a little bit farther away. Now on the 4 hour chart, stochastics are getting toppy. Here we are far away from the 21 moving average, which is at 3,776. So we might be heading down. It looks like we might make a top here and then maybe flush down and maybe eventually touch down this 21 moving average. So, you know, we made a big move. We're at 4,000. I could see us going to 4,100 and then from there coming back down, retesting 3,800, 3,900 before making a bigger move. Now let's head over to Cardano. And on Cardano on the weekly, we have been able to stay above the 200 to 21 moving average. Stochastics are starting to get to the top, but overall this is bullish. This still looks like a double bottom pattern. This could also be some type of a cup and handle. Eventually, I think we will make this measure move that I've had here for a while here, which takes us to about $1.50 to $1.54. But the stochastics are getting toppy here. On the daily chart, we had lost the 21 and the 200. We were able to regain it. The 21 right now is at 79 cents. We're at 79.47 cents. So, and we still have move on the stochastics to go up. This could possibly be an inverted head and shoulder and come up, then we come down, and then we could blast up from there. But things are looking a little bit better here for Cardano if we could stay above this 21 moving average. I would like a little bit more strength here. Now on the 4 hour chart, stochastics are on the way down. We are above the 200 and the 21 moving average, and the 21 looks like it's about to cross the 200. We might go here sideways, come down a little bit, touch the 21, and then from there we could make a bigger move up. But right now Cardano is looking like we might be making a move soon, possibly going back to test the 94-cent region, which we hit the other day, possibly 85 cents, possibly 90, around there, and then we'll see from there. But Cardano's not looking too bad this week. Now let's head over to XRP, and on XRP on the weekly we're toppy, we're starting to hook down. We were able to make this beautiful measured move here, and we even went above it to 3,029 cents. We went as far up as 3,066 cents as of late. We made a big run recently to 3,035 cents. We're currently at 3,030 cents. This candle right here looks pretty good that we could close like that. 21 moving averages at $2.43. So I could still see us going a little bit sideways, slightly down, let the 21 catch up and then move up. It's August, so I just see a lot. That doesn't mean we're not gonna pump, but I do see a lot more dragging before we make a bigger move, possibly in September or October. Here in the daily chart, we just got above the 21 moving average again, and this could possibly be some type of inverted head and shoulder eventually that plays out. Still need more information to see if that happens, but the fact that we're above the 21 moving average is a good sign, and the stochastics are low enough that we could at least come back and test this wick, $3.66. In the 4-hour chart, we are on the way down, but we are above the 21 and the 200. The 21 here is at $3.10, so that should give us some type of support, and maybe we could bounce up from there. And this kind of does look like some type of inverted head and shoulder. It looks like it already made most of the move, but this could be some type of a flag that could be happening. So let's test this out. Let's see if this gives us some type of like a falling wedge here until we're able to catch up to price range, and this will possibly give us a measured move to $3.60. Yeah, which is basically what I'm saying. We're probably gonna test the old high of 3,066 cents and maybe, you know, reject from there, or possibly we could continue going up. Let's see what ends up happening with that. Last but not least, let's take a look at gold. Gold has been making a move recently. You guys know I have this flag set up on the weekly that is already breaking out, and this should take us to the measure move of at least 3,750. I can even see us going as high as 4,000. We are ranging in this flag. We got out, we got back in, now we're breaking out again. Stochastics are low enough that it looks like we have the strength to make that move. Now on the daily chart, stochastics were on the way up, where I'm starting to see a little curvature here, but we are above the 21 moving average. Now remember, a few episodes ago I told you guys I see gold making a major move sometime in August, maybe the 3rd week of August, the last week of August. So we're already pretty much in the 2nd week of August. We're already starting to break out. We're seeing some strength. On the 4-hour chart, we are above the 200. We are above the 21. That's bullish. Stochastics are on the way down, but it looks like we're holding our spot here above the 21. So overall, I still feel like we are going to make that big move to about 3,750, 3,800 or higher. Might need another week or two in order for that to happen. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the move. Catch you on the next chart.